President Donald Trump is planning to send migrants to the infamous Guantanamo Bay prison camp, where people have been tortured and held without charge since 2002. Now, Trump announced on Wednesday that he will sign an executive order instructing the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to prepare the U.S. naval base on Guantanamo to hold tens of thousands of migrants. He said at a ceremony to sign the Laken Riley Act, which is an immigrant detention bill. So this is a bill that basically allows ICE, if somebody is undocumented, or you think you're undocumented, and you think that they might have done a crime, nonviolent crime, whatever, stole a pack of gum, oh, go get them. They can be arrested, charged, and held indefinitely. So that is horrific. And you know what? 12 Democrats allowed for that bill to go through. Yeah. So now, here's what he said, signing it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal aliens threatening the American people. Yes, that's right. Some of them are so bad, we don't even trust the countries to hold them because we don't want them coming back. So we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. Let me just say that I don't believe him at all. I don't believe them. Now, look, Gitmo has a migrant facility separate from the prison. But really, do you know if they're going to actually end up at the different facility, which already has in itself a lot of problems, a lot of complaints of terrible conditions. So this is what's going to happen. Look, the facility is apparently going to be repurposed to hold all these migrants. But that just means they're going to be out of sight, out of mind for the kinds of abuses I believe that he will allow these migrants to suffer through, whether or not they're dangerous criminal aliens or not. Okay. And look at the history of this place. There has been torture. There has been indefinite detention without charges or trials. All sorts of unlawful practices. This is essentially a concentration camp. No doubt this is what it's going to be. And it's not the only camp for these migrants. On Tuesday, the military announced that it will permit U.S. and Immigration Customs Enforcement to detain migrants at Buckley Space Force Base in Colorado. But this is different than in Colorado because, again, this is Guantanamo Bay. Now, if you were one of the people that was arguing that, well, look, Trump's not going to, he's just talking, right? He's not going to put people in camps. Well, what do you call this? What do you call this? It's a camp. It's a camp. Might even be a concentration camp. And I doubt that it's probably going to be holding the worst of the worst. That's what they argued that, was happening in Guantanamo all these years. That wasn't true. Out of the 780 detainees that were held there, only 15 remain, which kind of tells you that the 98% of the people who are supposed to be threats to the country, because they're only supposed to be there, they're dangerous terrorists or threats to the country. Turns out that the vast majority of them were not. And they're just held there without charges. A lot of these people were tortured into giving false confessions. Okay? So I'm not buying, based on that, this is needed to protect the American people against these dangerous criminal migrants. He keeps saying that. Oh, dangerous criminal, dangerous criminal, dangerous criminal. Oh my God, dangerous criminal. No, what this is going to be, in my mind, it's going to be a torture center for people who came into this country illegally. And yeah, maybe some of them did do like a crime. Okay, that doesn't mean you should torture them. But understand, this is what the far right wants. They want to torture people. They want to punish them in horrific ways. And Gitmo's the place to do it. Because it's happened before. But understand, these people who will go there, since they were taken from the United States, they do technically have constitutional rights. Unlike, of course, the war on terror people, right? Now, that means that lawyers will have to be allowed in, and there won't be as much secrecy. But, once again, it does require people to actually stand up and say, hey, these people have rights. They need to be respected. You need to follow the law. All right. Now, journalist and author Andrea Pitzer reacted to Wednesday's news on Blue Sky, writing, keep in mind that an executive order authorizing a detention camp isn't a done deal. That said, there's a reason I went to Gitmo twice while researching the last chapter of my global history of concentration camps, because that's what it is. Another observer pointed out that this move by Trump is not entirely unprecedented, saying, this is Jack Merkinson, an editor at The Nation. This move is as bipartisan as they come. Getting back to, the Laken-Riley Act, right, where you have 12 Democrats that joined in. Well, the Biden administration, according to Merkinson, was discussing using Guantanamo to hold Haitian migrants just last year. So, yeah. And by the way, it also had been traditionally used to house Haitian and Cuban migrants intercepted at sea before they could reach the United States. Now, in order to claim asylum, you actually have to be on U.S. soil. But if you're intercepted before you get to U.S. soil and then taken to Guantanamo, what can you do? What can you do? Can't claim asylum if you're not on U.S. soil. Sorry. So, I mean, that, again, this is a shameful piece of history that we have. Shameful in the fact that it wasn't ever shut down. And that it was opened in the first place under George W. Bush. But all right, George W. Bush opened it, but then you had Obama, who had the opportunity to close it, campaigned on closing it, but then didn't close it. And then, of course, Joe Biden. Joe Biden also had the opportunity to close it. This is after the first Trump administration, and didn't close it. And actually was planning on using it himself. But now, this place is going to be used by Donald Trump, who is, in no doubt, planning to use it to inflict massive human rights abuses against people that he doesn't like. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.